Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. That was so formal of me, guys. Today we're going through all of the books that I read in September. This month started off really good in the terms that I read a lot of books that I really enjoyed. So I am excited to talk about those and just get into everything. I have some notes on some of these. First, I started the month off by reading Faking with Benefits. This honestly kind of got me out of a slump. I was a slump when I was reading and I didn't know what I wanted to read, and then I just had this and I picked it up and I don't even know. Like, okay, wait, let's read my note. It says, I want Josh, like, actually. Also, some of these men should not have been forgiven. Oh, yes. Okay, so basically, Faking with Benefits is a reverse harem. It follows Layla, who I think these are her neighbors. The three guys, they're all best friends, and I think that they have like a podcast where they talk about dating and stuff. And she thinks that she's horrible at dating. She can never get a second date, and so she enlists them to help her learn how to date, but basically they're just her fake boyfriends, and obviously they fall in love. But the third act breakups in this were the most foulest I've ever, like, they should not have been forgiven. They shouldn't have, except for Josh. I love Josh. Josh, I think he's up here. Josh is perfect and I love him. But I mean, all around it was fun to read, but I think I liked Nanny for the Neighbors a little bit better because the men sucked less. Next, I binged all of K.L. Walther's books because, oh my gosh. So I got this because I thought the cover was so cute, and I gave it, this says, and I totally agree still, 4.75 stars for What Happens After Midnight. I would die for Lily and Tag reading this note, and I would. I love the two main characters in this, but I took off 0.25 because this is just something consistent with second chance romance for me. I don't love how at the end there's no you don't really get much of the romance between the two characters. Like, you get the forgiving and the coming back together, but I feel like this would have been so much better if I would have given it a full 5 stars if we got a little bit more of Lily and Tag. I thought this was super fun. Basically, it follows Lily and she's recruited to pull a prank on the whole school. And little does she know she's recruited by Tag, her ex-boyfriend. And he's just so funny, and I love them both so much. I really wanted a little more romance, and it would have been 5 stars. But speaking of 5 stars, I gave The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther 5 stars. I wouldn't change a thing, and I feel like this year she did the epilogue right, where you get a lot more from the characters and you have a little bit more of a little extra romance, a little bit more peek into them. And this isn't a second chance romance, so you get a lot of romance consistently throughout. But also I have this signed edition and she has a little drawing in there. So fun. But I also loved these characters, and she just knows how to write a romance. This one I gave 4 stars because I didn't think it was as good. Sage and Nick didn't have the most chemistry after they were amazing. And then Charlie and Luke slayed though, with a little heart. This one I gave 4 stars, and I still thought it was really good, but I think this was just republished, a book that she had already published, so I think this is the first one she wrote, and I just feel like you can kind of see the immaturity in her writing. Like, it's a lot shorter, and I feel like Sage and Nick, like, it took time before they had any chemistry. This one isn't her best, but I just really enjoy her writing. I think her stories are so fun, and I typically love her characters, so I highly recommend, and I can't wait for whatever she's writing next. I don't know if she is, but these are some great YA romances. Oh my gosh, okay, next I read one of my most anticipated releases for the second half of the year, and that was Things That We Left Behind by Lucy Score. And I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this and how it's not really what people were expecting, and I can kind of agree. I wasn't necessarily expecting this plotline, but honestly, I think it was still pretty good. I feel like second chance romance is just never really up my alley. And not that this is a real second chance romance, but it's kind of is. Like, they have a past and then they're bickering. And I feel like I don't love the progress of the relationship and how it starts and continues through. I don't want to be spoilery because I know that this just came out. It was an anticipated release for a lot of people. So to be as less spoilery as possible, I don't love the track and progression that the relationship took on, but that is just like a personal, I don't like those types of relationships. But I think the one thing that Lucy Score's done about this series is that there is always a thorough plot line. Like, there's like a plot twist, there's something going on. So I think it was a good conclusion to the non-romance plot lines in the series, but I definitely did expect a little bit more from Lucien and Sloane. I liked it, but don't know that I loved it. Okay, next I read Beautiful Beginning. This is the novella in the Beautiful series that takes place after Beautiful Player and before Beautiful Secret. So it's like in between the third and fourth books. I don't know why I keep reading these. I just want to finish out the series, and this was like a 2.5 stars. Like, it was mediocre at best. I don't know. I feel like I don't understand the dynamics between characters anymore, because Beautiful Bastard, they like hate each other and they start sleeping together, and then it's like this hate-love thing. But then for the, like, in these books, like, the male main character is just like such a simp, which is fine. I don't mind that, but it just is so confusing. Their dynamics go left and right, and then they're like I don't know. I don't understand the dynamics going on here anymore, and I truly don't care. I have the rest of the series, so I probably will just read it out, but it's not really enjoyable for me. So next I read Iced Out by Veronica Eden, and I gave this 3 stars, but I think I distinctly remember thinking like, okay, I probably won't read the second one just because there's so many hockey romances on general TBR, and this was really nothing special to me. I thought it was okay. Basically, it follows Ms. Girl, I don't remember her name, and her brother plays hockey at the rival school that she goes to. So she goes to Heston University, which is like where the male main character goes to school and plays hockey. Truthfully, I don't even know. I think I remember a lot of it being corny or something. Like, this one is so not memorable to me that like I can't even remember why I didn't love it. If it was like corny dialogue. Wait, actually maybe it was, because I feel like they sent texts back and forth to each other that made me like throw up a little in my mouth. I can't recommend or deny, but it's a lot shorter than I thought it was. So that also means that the relationship progressed like this. Sometimes you need to flesh it out a little bit, even if it's just a silly little sports romance. Then I read The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I did a full spoiler reading vlog for this because it was my book club book of the month, and I really enjoyed this. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. I just really liked the male main character, and I thought it was just fun, and I didn't have like many qualms with it. Like, there weren't really any cringy parts. I did think the ending was a little ridiculous because it's kind of silly because she's a bodyguard, and so when it gets to the bodyguarding part, it's so silly to me. I don't know, whatever. I feel bad saying that, but it was kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I just love Jack. I love the main character. I think there was some plot holes in Jack's backstory, like the fact that he was secluded, but he was on People magazine. Like, there was just like a few inconsistencies, but not enough for me to actually care. It was really fun. And I just really love Jack. Like, honestly, just for Jack. I loved him. He's lit. So these books, actually, these next couple books, you'll see soon, hopefully soon, in a reading vlog, because I'm doing something fun. But next I read Unravel Me by Becca Mack, and I also gave this 3 stars. And I was kind of like, I was sad that I gave it 3 stars. I just don't think Adam, or like a lot of the tropes that he presents, is for me. Like, I do like a good guy romance, but I feel like he was like too good to the point where like then when it would be the explicit scenes, I was like, like I physically would cringe. And I feel like the female main character, the FMC, she was really hard to like follow because she had been burned before, and she was young. She's 24, but she like had a son, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of her traits really just came off as immature and like I don't know how to say the word. It's like infantilization or something. Like, I just feel like she was made out to be more childish than necessary, and like when she was like made out to be this like really young and like whatever kind of thing, that was like seen as like an attractive, in a sense where like he wanted to protect her, which I also get. I just think like for me it just wasn't lining up right, and I think a lot of people probably will enjoy this because I loved Adam, and I love this series, and I think Becca Mack really does a good job. So I feel like my experience with it is not gonna be the same with like most people. It just like really wasn't for me, and I wanted to like it. We're gonna move to the end because I don't think that I'm covering anything properly. But the last 2 books I have for September are A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Good Girl Bad Blood. I gave both of these 5 stars, and this one definitely 5 stars. This one maybe it could have been like lower, but I finished this at 1:30 in the morning because I could not put it down, and I was like, okay, like 5 stars. Like, it was, oh my gosh. So if you don't know, this is a young adult thriller mystery situation. We follow Pip. Pip solves it is a closed case, but it's really old in her town because she doesn't believe that the murderer. Anyway, so she does her senior capstone project trying to solve it in her mind because she believes it's like unsolved. Amazing. Pip is literally the smartest. She just is oh my god, she's so good. She's so bold, and she's just like, I literally like cannot emphasize enough how great this is. And I want to be Pip when I grow up. Like, she's amazing, and she goes through some serious stuff in some of these. And like, I'm in the middle of the last one. I'm actually almost done with the last one. I have 100 pages left that I'm probably gonna finish later today, but it's October 2nd, so not September. But I literally like, I don't even know what else to say other than they're amazing. And Pip is like one of the most badass female main characters I've read. Like, it's seriously like, there's nothing she can't do. No, nothing. Like, there's literally nothing she can't do. Because she solves this murder, and then in this one, she solves a real-time missing persons case that's intertwined with another case. She's so good. Like, she's amazing. I can't take it. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Those are all, I think it was 11 books that I read in September. And yeah, I'm excited to get into the fall vibes and maybe enter my fantasy era, because I've been seeing a lot of people read fantasy and it just makes me want to read fantasy. So I don't really have anything else to say. That's that. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. And yeah, bye.